Hello guys, today in this video we will be looking at loops in JavaScript. Okay, so in this video we will be looking at the for loop and we will be looking at the while loop in JavaScript. Okay, so without wasting time, let's see how you can write your for loop and how you can write your while loop. Okay, and how they actually work. Now the first thing to know over here is why and when do you use loops. So why are loops used? Loops are used for a lot of things, and the main reason for using loops is when there is a repetition, like you have to print something 10 times. For example, you have hello world and you want to print it 10 times on the console. You can use a loop instead of writing the statement 10 times. Okay, so that's the reason loops are used. And when do you use loops is when you have to read the items in your array, or when you want to print the items in your array. Okay, the items that are there in your array, you use a loop. So there are many cases where you will need to use a loop. So yeah, with that said, let's see how to write a for loop, and then we'll see how to write a while loop. Okay, so the syntax for our for loop is we write the for keyword. Okay, we open the round brackets and the curly braces. The first one will be the variable that we initialize. Okay, so here for example we can say let I equal to 0. Okay, this is where you initialize, like you can give your I to be 1, 10, it can be anything. Okay, so this is where you initialize your loop. So the first one here will be let I equal to 0, and then here the second one will be your condition. Okay, so for example you want the loop to run till the value of I is less than 5. Okay, and the third thing that you write over here is your increment or your decrement operator. Okay, so here we wanted to increment because we want our loop to run from 0 until the value of I is less than 5, right? And now here in the console we can log hello for example, and we save. Can you see we get hello printed 5 times, right? So here instead of hello, if we print I and we save, can you see we get 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 being printed in the console. So this is how your for loop works, right? And now for example let's look at the while loop, and then we will see how you can use it to print items of your array. Okay, so here this is how your for loop works. So let's comment this and let's look at our while loop. Now here our while loop also does the same thing as our for loop, but the syntax is a bit different. So here for example we can write initialize it here, for example let I equal to 0, and then we write the while keyword. We use the round brackets and the curly braces. Here we mention the condition. Okay, for example same condition as of the for loop we gave above. Okay, we will give it the same condition as we gave to the for loop above, that is I less than 5, and then here you want to log again hello, and here can you see it started to run infinite. Can you see here the number keeps on increasing? So here you can give it an increment operator and save so that that doesn't happen. I think this might have hanged. Okay, so we need to first close this and open it again. So if your loop starts running, okay, so let's open our console. Alright, and let's get back to what we were doing again. We go to the console over here. Where is our console? Okay, here we have our console. So yeah, why did that happen? That happened because your loop started to run infinite. Okay, like infinite loop is, it has no end, right? So that's the reason it got hanged. So we had to close the live server and then restart it to make it work again. So now can you see you have a hello being printed 5 times, right? Here as the condition mentioned over here, right? So yeah, there is not much difference between for and while loop. The only difference is the syntax. So yeah, you can use for and while according to your convenience. There are places where using for is easy, and there are places where using while is easy. I mostly use for loops, and while loop I use them rarely. So yeah, this is how you use a for and a while loop. Okay, now we will see how we can print our items of an array using a loop. Okay, so you can take this as an example of how you can use a loop. So for example, we have an array. Okay, array is defined using square brackets. So if you guys don't know how arrays work in JavaScript, then I have a video on it. I'll put the link in the description box below. You can go and watch the video. Okay, so here for example we have 4 numbers in our array, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Or let's give it some value so that we can see what exactly is happening. We have apple, mango, let's have 33 and let's have 90. Okay, so we save this. Now in the for loop, what you will do over here is you will initialize the initialize your variable, right, as we did above. So we say let I equal to 0, right, because the index of your array starts from 0. So you will initialize your variable with I equal to 0. Then you will say I less than equal to how many you have, 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? So it should be 3, and I plus plus, and here you can log array at the index of I. When you save, can you see you get all your array items inside of the console, right? You have apple, mango, 33 and 90, right, being printed in your console. So this is how you use an array to print items of your array. Sorry, this is how you use a for loop or a loop to print items of your array. You can do the same thing using the while loop over here. So let's do the same thing using the while loop. Let's directly define while I less than 5, you increment I, okay, and we need to log array at the index of I. We save. Okay, they say I is not defined. Okay, this is why, because we have defined this I inside of our for loop, right? So the scope is limited to our for loop, so that's the reason we saw it to be undefined over here, right? So I less than 4, for example, because that will be equal to 3. So can you see you have things being printed 2 times? So this is how you use your while loop to print your array items, and this is how you use your for loop to print your array items, right? This is very easy. And if you guys didn't understand what exactly is happening over here is then let's look at what is happening. So let me explain it to you what exactly is happening over here. This is at your index of 0, right? This is at 1, this is at 2 and this is at 3, right? So what we are doing is here is we start our index, okay, this I, short for index, we start our I from 0, right, the first item, that is 0. Then what we do is we say our I has to have a value less than equal to 3, okay, because 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? And here you increment I. Now what you are logging over here is you are logging the array, okay, this is your array at the index of I. So I will be running as of 0, 1, 2 and 3, right? That is how your I will be running. So what this is actually doing is, this is printing things like this, console.log, and we say array at the index of 2, here for example 1. So can you see you have 33 and mango, 33 and mango, okay, it should be mango and 33, okay, mango and 33, because it is at 1, it is at 2, and similarly again 3, again 4, right, and 0. So this is what it is doing, and it is iterating the I, okay, nothing else over here. Our I value keeps on changing and it keeps on printing all the items in our array. Okay, so that is how your how you use your loop to print items of your array. And the second thing over here is you might have a question that here we know the size of the array, right? We know how many items are there in the array, right? We have 1, 2, 3 and 4 items. So you know that the length of the array will be 4. Right now if you don't know the size of the array or the number of elements in your array, then what you can do is you can use a function that is array.length. Let's just comment this for now. Okay, so you can use this is the length method used on the array to get back the length of your array. Okay, so the length of your array will be 4, right, because it has 4 items inside of it. Now to run your loop, right, the loop is running, right, okay, there is no problem, but you get an undefined at the end because this is counting till 4, right. So you can give it a -1 and you save, and you see you get your 4 array items without any undefined in your console correctly, right. So yeah, this is how your loops work in JavaScript. We have for loop, we have while loop, we also have do while loop. I will explain that in a separate video. And yeah, there are other loops as well, for in loop, for out loop, and there are many other loops. So we will look at all those loops in some other video. So yeah, hope you guys understood the for and the while loop, okay, and the working of for and while, and also how you can print your array items, or how you can use your array, how you can use your loops with your arrays. So yeah, that's it for today, and hope you guys got something out of this video. And if you guys did, do not forget to press that like button, and also subscribe to my channel. I'll be coming up with videos related to web development. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Let's meet in the next video. Bye guys.